I am Sure Sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is Righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over air. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over air. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am here again. This is the second one for the day, and it is so good to see you all. I'm happy to see Wayne Evans here. Coach Minzy, Silent Flavor. You have the city lock. Man like Dre Anyweather, who dodged the EPL show that we did. He dodged it because he has Tottenham on the weekend, and he's very petrified as they prepare for that game. You understand me? The fourth official. Yo, fourth official. Fourth official. You won't be finishing fourth official. You'll be finishing sixth, fourth official. So you should change your name to the sixth official. So the sixth official, big up yourself. Tuffy Rudy, Ian Campbell. How did I know that I was going to see Ian on the show? This man has a passion for the Russian called the Jamaica Football Federation. You understand? Second. You'll be second this year. Must be in the 100 meters. Fourth official. Call me in the EPL. You made sure you dodge out the show, because I was doing the EPL show earlier and you dodged it out. Sixth official, Dre Anyweather. This year you'll be having blue weather, which is sad weather, because you will not finish ahead of Arsenal. Anyway, just a fun fact for you. Welcome to the show, all of you. Big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Prestige Finance. We're there lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and they're offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. All you have to do is call Prestige Finance at 876-884-7390. They are located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica. There is 0 to 4% interest rate, no processing fee, and same-day processing. They will help you in this back-to-school blitz that's happening. Also to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. All right, continue to big up all of you here. I'm hoping that a friend or two of mine could come and join me for this one. You understand me? I don't know who they are. Let me see if I can get some of my friends, because this is going to be a very interesting discussion today. I was doing the EPL show earlier today, right? Yeah, like I said, I'm in a new space, so it's a little bit difficult. So you may have seen some distraction. I'm getting used to this, and then I'm very mobile at the moment, so you may be seeing me in different spaces, and so it may take a little while to be adjusted to the era that I'm in. This will not be a lengthy show, so pay attention to the information and ensure that, as usual, you hit the like button. All right, hit the like button and you subscribe to the platform. The call-in lines are not available for this particular stream. The call-in lines are not available at this time, and I am unable to facilitate phone calls. All right, so what I am going to do, I am going to pin the link, right? I'm going to pin the link. Why am I going to do that? I'm going to pin it so that at any point of the conversation, you can join the live stream. All right. Here's the rules though, right? When you join the stream, you have to ensure, if you're using a cell phone, that the cell phone is turned horizontally. That's the way we get the best possible picture. Control also your background sound and make sure you're properly attired and you don't use any colorful language. All right. I learned something today. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but do you know, like in the States in particular, the police officers, every time they pull you over, the first thing that they do is that they put their hand on the back of your car. All right. Oh, CC's on already. Oh my lord.
I go on, man.
CC, what go on?
You there, man? Na cold weather, you know?
In the cold weather. Where are you? In Manchester?
Man.
Not.
Just come out of the
Oh,
AC building, yeah.
okay. All right. So hold on. I was just going to share a fun fact and then we're going to get you on. All right. So here's a fun fact. So the police officers in the States, right, they touch the back of your vehicle. Have you ever wondered why they do that? So let me tell you why, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, they touch the back of your vehicle because they want to leave their fingerprint on the vehicle. That if anything happens, their fingerprint is on the vehicle. All right, so that's a fun fact for those of you who don't know. All right, you understand me? So bless up. But CC, go ahead, man. What you saying? I mean, what you have to say about the topic we're discussing today? This whole negotiation and the Paul Hall, JFF, Fitzroy Simpson, and the coaching situation with the national team. Okay, look like CC going back indoors. Yes. I'm not hearing you, CC. You mute yourself. All right, CC has disappeared. Yeah, man, you like the background? Beautiful, eh? Beautiful background. Big up, Rob Smith. No, we're cool. Man, sound like you get pull over. Yeah, the man. No, don't pull over. Don't pull over. CC. Yeah, man. Go ahead. What do you have to say? What do you have to add to the conversation as it relates to the negotiations, or as it relates to the the coaching situation?
Man, I'm just wondering, but I said this from day one, right? Thing about it is, I don't think we have anybody that is qualified enough right now to coach a team. Like the negotiation, like to me, it seemed to me like, for example, I think London was signed for the females already, right?
Not that I am aware of. I know they were supposed to have the meeting,
Well,
unless it happened this
I
week.
saw I saw a photo with him and the president.
They were having the meeting, so unless the meeting, after the meeting, which was, like I said, today is what? Today is Friday. They would have had the meeting on Wednesday, so unless the deal was signed on Wednesday. But they were
But you
supposed
know,
to meet on Wednesday of this
but,
week.
but you know, man, I asked this question the other day. Is that um, is it that Tone lively. Now I asked this question the other day because I'm across from them place now. Now look right over there right now for
Okay.
the building. Now I say I asked the question the other day that if it is that we have a coach for a specific window, just like how right now you have Miran Garden is supposed to be assuming duties for the upcoming friendlies that we are having. So it's like to me, Mannings man, I don't know. It's like to me, we're not settling on one program yet. So even there, when me hear say there's negotiations going on, until me see one document where we have the people them signature, me still can't convince.
Yeah. All right. So let me give the
Because
people.
question about it, I heard the agent because look at where to me, Mannings it gets tricky. I hear the agent of Paul Hall coming to say that negotiations are going on. But then you're hearing otherwise that
Yep. I'm going to answer that.
and then
I'm going
and then
to.
the next thing of it, the agent for Paul Hall was instrumental from what I'm hearing in the
All right.
acquisition of the Adidas deal.
So let me tell you what happened. If we can move to cut the background sound. There we go. So it is clear that there were plans to engage Paul Hall in terms of the job. And the biggest hindrance to him being employed was simply the affordability. We don't have the money, so we could not. So his agent, who now is a part of the Adidas deal, now figured out or is now aware that money has been brought in. So a good agent would, of course, put something out suggesting that the money is available now, so negotiations should be well advanced. Should be well advanced. So if you read the article, it is saying that it's basic should be well advanced because the idea is if money was the hindrance and we just signed this big deal, there's nothing that should be blocking it. That is why I asked this last question on the thumbnail or the description of the video is it a conflict of interest? Is it a conflict of interest for you to negotiate with somebody and also negotiate for that person? So you are negotiating on behalf of the JFF, but you're also negotiating with the JFF on matters concerning money. So you're trying to get money for them to get some. It's just like CC. You go and engage your company to open a new branch so that your wife can get a job and be the branch manager. So you say to the company, listen, I'm going to get some money to you. All right, CC is gone again. I'm going to get some money to you so that you can employ my wife. Kind of a thing. There is a conflict of interest in it. All right. And this has nothing to do. I like this one. Rob says the JFF is a conflict of interest. So this is normal. All right. Fourth official then says, how about we get rid of the JFF? Yeah. Yeah, CC. You understand me? So you get that idea. That is
Yeah,
a
but
conflict of interest.
Mannings, I see. But I want to bring up this now, but recently there was a situation where it's a similar thing. So I'm wondering if it is a Jamaican thing where, how is it that, as your bright would say, you are negotiating on behalf of an entity from which you have a client that is
Vested
you're
interest, yeah.
negotiating with the entity. You're in negotiations with the entity for on behalf of your client, but the entity that
Yeah.
you're negotiating with is also a client of yourself that you're
Yeah.
lobbying for monies outside. So if me insider information is that me
Obviously.
Mannings know say wanna get the money now because I was the one lobbying for this. So now uno can't
Yeah.
tell me say it's money me couldn't want
You
sign for your
don't have
client
the
because
money.
me just get the money.
Exactly. So I am thinking, right? I am thinking that part of the issue, though, CC, is if the negotiator had the power, wouldn't the negotiator then delay the deal with Adidas until a deal with his client has been reached? So somehow in all of it, there either was some sort of convincing that, yeah man, we will, So go ahead and get the Adidas deal. Yeah, man, we will. And then once the deal with Adidas is done, then the conversation changes. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things are stuff for us to consider. I have Coach Minzy joining as well. And we also have the lead.
Boy, as
Yeah,
far
man,
as me
big
see,
up yourself. Big up CC. Big
yeah,
up.
big up. As far
I'm gonna
yeah,
be off
Yeah,
camera
man.
for a little bit, man. Now, a
Yeah,
little
man.
bit.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
All right. Big up
Yeah,
the fun.
man. Yeah, go ahead, CC, and
as
then
far
I'll
as me
hear
see
from.
it, man,
Yeah.
we have some skilled people dealing with, because I cannot fathom how comes you are in negotiations with the same persons who say your client and stuff. So I don't understand, for the life of me, I don't understand how is it that you're in negotiations with on behalf of your client, and the person we are in negotiation with is also a client of yourself. That just look no, that does not look straight to me, man. I try to wrap my head around it. But recently I saw a situation where a company employed by an individual, for which they are a part of, was campaigning for the person. So I said to myself, say, it's like these things always happen, but to me, this just have another. It's another. What would you say now? Um, Gap or damper in the whole J15 thing, cause me not understand. But me I go come off and come back still. Yes.
Yeah, CC, I go forward. I can understand you guys are very selective when I know you use certain words. You know. All right, CC. All right, the leader.
Manins,
Yeah,
yeah,
man. We're
man.
hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead. What say you,
Why?
man?
Adidas money showing, boss.
Adidas
Adidas
money
money
showing.
show. Yeah, man.
Where?
Mm-hmm. It's okay, man. That's it, man. Anyway,
And
stress
then
things now.
background leader, that's a true.
Yeah, man.
Background.
Why?
Man, changing Big Back TV.
Anyway, that's not still. Anyway, look here, quick. I'm gonna stay too long. Look at it this way. It's not so much a conflict of interest, because Paul Hall and Fitzroy Simpson, he was already his agent before, right? And this deal was not something that just came up this year. This deal was already put together from last year. So don't make anybody fool you that it just came about the other day. This thing was already on the table from last year, right? And he was already his agent. He was already doing the two things, right? He's just part of it, by the way, He's not the only individual. So we have to look at that aspect. The question is now, does the JFF need to be loyal to Paul Hall and his agent now that they can now afford the very best coach out there? Because I can tell you it's not monkey money. So do they need to hire Paul Hall now? Or do they need to, if they're going to be paying some good money, should they go for a higher profile coach? That is the only question I think that is there.
So how you know it's not monkey money, leader? Do you have any estimation of what kind of money is there? Because I have,
Hold on.
based on.
You have
Go ahead, Coach
money,
Vince.
you have monkey pox, or you have monkey money. Wow, some of that money.
a monkey lotion.
Look here, man is man. If when I mentioned before, we're talking about millions of J dollars, that's monkey money. When we're talking millions of US dollars, that's not monkey money.
All right.
So every time when we're quoting millions for this deal, it's US dollars. And it's not one, it's not two, and it's not three. Move on. Per year, by the way, per year, not over the entire thing.
Yeah, it's per year. So I'm going to give you based on what was said to me, like I said, when I landed in my new location. I'm going to share with you what the estimated figure is and why there is this amount that I have come up with. All right, so I'm going to go to that. But Coach Minzy, I mean, is there any conflict in this with the person who part of the deal for the Adidas deal also has a client that he is that he is, do you see it as a conflict of interest, or it's okay as long as the person can separate both?
Well, this seems very spooky. Very.
Alright.
Fun.
Sir, you're just so like Sir Peace, carefully better don't show your face, you know.
Happened a while ago.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm sure. Anyways, even if it is judged as not a conflict of interest, there's some amount of conflict. Reason being, it was said earlier by CC, leader, I am negotiating on your behalf to bring in income, right? I have a client that works for you, that I come to you and negotiate as for to be in the position of coach. That clearly is telling me it's a conflict of interest. And even if it is not seen, there's some amount of attachment to one individual and a level of attachment to the other individual. Because at the end of the day, one party represents JFF, one party represents the coach. Who are you going to be loyal to? And these are some of the questions that also need to be asked, because if push comes to shove, what will they do if their client isn't hired? I don't think they might. No plug is going to be pulled, because that possibly wasn't a part of the deal. But as in Jamaica would say, man, I go pray. You understand? You get a lot of payments. So it builds some amount of walls being built up by even the JFF against their representative, and even their representative against JFF, because you don't want to hear me out where my client is concerned, which I believe that my client is the one that should take the program forward. You know what I mean? And the demands that they are making, it might seem reasonable, and it also might seem unreasonable. You know what I mean? But this saga won't end until it ends. You know, until probably the JFF hand is tired, because they are playing yo-yo. How long will they be playing yo-yo for? You know, they are flexing their biceps and their triceps. Let's see how big it will get.
Yeah. All right. So let me just add to that. So having looked at one of the recent Adidas deals, I mean, if you look at both the Colombian deal and the one of the German deals with Adidas, the Colombian deal, which is closer to where we are at, right? And when it was done, which is in 2022 for an 8-year period up to 2030, it is calculated at $4 million US per year in cash. And you remember you were saying that, Coach Means, you were having a discussion on your program about whether it is sponsorship in terms of gears or if there's any cash involved. Right. So if you look at the structure, the Colombian deal, it is both. So there is a percentage that goes towards equipment, gears for all the national programs. Mm-hmm. And then there is cash given. I don't know if there's a specific amounts for whatever, but I know cash is given to the association or the federation. So the Colombians are getting $4 million. All right. So the person who spoke to me said, listen, Jamaica is new. Their ranking is lower. So they are getting anywhere between $2 million US to $2.5 million US per year. That is where the agent negotiated at the salary being 10% of $2.5 million per year for the salary, which is 25,000. So it's not per month? No, man. So it would work out too. So right. So now when you add now the accommodation, it would work out to per month. So when you divide the 250,000 over a 12-year period, 12-month period, it works out to less than 25,000. But
Yeah.
then when you add the accommodation, because the coach wants to live closer to home with family, but don't want to live in Jamaica. So that is where Florida, Miami comes into place, and then fly in. So that brings it up to like $30 million per month. 30,000 US
30,000.
per month, right? Which is close to the 10% of the overall money that the federation in cash would receive per year. Because remember, they would also get, yeah. Go ahead,
Manage.
right? See, I hope everybody understand me. What I'm
I
saying.
understand
So
clearly.
yeah,
But
go
Manins,
ahead.
look here. We could just look at something, because if you notice when I started telling the figures, I said it's more than 1, more than 2, and 3, and I stopped there. Okay. So listen now, Manins. Let me tell you something. The deal, it's comparable. They rank Jamaica in comparison to closer to Belgium and Colombia, which are correct, right? Because let me tell you, the
Yeah.
thing with Jamaica, Jamaica is a brand, right? The type of brand that they're looking at, because they're going to be tying the Marley thing to it. It's not just as
Yeah,
simple as we
I
see
say
it.
leader, because the back World Cup qualification would have pushed up
For the
the stake,
female.
right?
Yes.
Exactly. And
Pushed up the stake.
right. So one of the big things that came out is that the clincher, because the deal, there was some wavering in the deal. It was clinched by the girls qualifying for the World Cup. Like it's almost like it would have been the negotiations would have been delayed if they did not qualify.
Well, it
Or
is
the amount
it
would
makes a
have been
difference in the
fairly
cost.
low.
The costing, you can say, okay,
Yeah.
that's a thing that we're going to definitely sign off at, because we have representation. Because one of the thing, is that they are looking that they are selling it at, it's almost a given that 2026 that the boys will be there. But what happens now is that you have guaranteed qualifications to the Gold Cup and the women. So you have a lot of thing there right there, but it's not just Jamaica. I keep telling you that. It's bigger than that. You understand? Not just Jamaican football. The Jamaican brand is something that's there. But Mannings, look here. A lot of people don't know this other aspect, that 25% commission has been gotten from the deal. Not a small, and that's not small. So 1/4 of that deal already has gone to Mr. Simpson and his friends. So let's just, who doesn't
No
know
man,
that?
they can't get 25%.
Mannings, check your sources. Check your
No.
sources,
All right.
Mannings. Check your sources
Leader.
and then come back
All right.
and apologize.
All right.
Morning.
What about Brian, man? Go ahead. Answer leader for me then,
So,
because
me there,
leader
mornings.
leader
Why
try
mornings?
use
Me
some
call from.
hold on, the leader try use some pigeon a fight against me eagle them. That can't work, leader, but go ahead, Brian.
Why mornings? Me I come from over the place and me tell you, brother. Should I take your advice and go up a 137 Mountain View?
Oh, you went to Savannah Park?
Yes, I.
You leave?
Yeah, man, me leave. Me done it. But
You know, look good.
what me I say is, all them commission down here, the agent them a collect. Come like over the side of the world, let me show you the bridging. All them agents are collect too much money for them deal, boss.
No, I don't know about that. Let me tell you what yeah. Let me say this. Number one, Brian. So they got the maximum for the negotiation, which is 5%. There is also the Walana man leader. There is also monies being paid over because of the people still own the rights, because I would have thought, and Coach Minzy can respond to this, that the JFF in this would have negotiated in such a way that they got back the rights to the Reggae Boys logo. They have not. So the additional monies that these people get would be based on the monies associated with using the Reggae Boys until it runs out and the GFF can repurchase it or reapply for it. So it is not an ongoing cost. You understand me, Coach Minzy?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So they say they have it for 2 years. They are going to earn whatever from it for that period of time. So when that 2 years is finished, or the year when it's supposed to be re-registered, they would now allow the GFF to re-register it at their cost, their expense. Because the GFF can't just go and take it back, you know. Unless the people have given it up and the time has elapsed, right? That is my understanding. So I don't know if that is what is the additional 20% for that time, but I know they'll be getting monies outside of working to do the deal based on the Reggae Boys logo, which is only fair. If somebody going to use Coach Minzy's coach's desk thing and them stuff, he need to get money for it. So
well, if he registered it, because what happened now? I could go out there and make sure I register coach's desk and Manning's man, and you'd have to pay me to use it.
Which is what
that's
what I'm saying.
Smart.
This is what I'm saying. This is what they did. The pity that they can't do that with us now, because we are already registered.
And I was thinking of doing it with coach's desk.
You're late, man. You're late. Right, Coach. You see, Anderson, that is it, Coach Minzy. But a lot of people are saying, listen, people, and this is the other thing I want to get to. So I have also, I have information that other persons want the job who have higher qualification, one, similar qualification, who have coached at the international level in CONCACAF, Jamaican, and worked in the English system. One is in the MLS, one is in the USL. So there are other people who, when they heard some of these things, they are saying that one person, for example, said, but I live in the States. They don't have to pay me to live in the States because I already have a house here. And I could also live in Jamaica. So the question is it that Paul Hall is the only person, or we should also be looking at other people? Why does it have to be Paul Hall? Does it have to be, because I get the feeling like everybody's saying Paul Hall need to get the job. Is it at the expense of, say, a Michael Johnson, a Tyrone Marshall, a Robin Fraser, a Paul Young? If these people are available for less, should they be considered? Or have we leveled down to say right now, based on what we have seen of Paul Hall, he's the best man? And based on what? What are your thoughts on that, Coach Minzy, and then I'll hear from the leader? Go ahead,
Coach
leader. Go ahead, leader, man.
Well, look here. It boils down to sentiments and practicality. It doesn't boil down to money, because the money is there now. So anyhow the JFF comes with any riffraff coach is just ridiculous, because the money is not an issue anymore. That cannot be an issue. Plus, they want the team to do well, because the deal, even though it's for 4 years, it can be extended, which is the key part of the deal. So if we do well by having a good coach, and then we bring our profile higher, and we, because look here, CONCACAF in 2026, if we qualify, and that huge North American market, having the Reggae Boys brand, the Jamaica brand there, that is a big, big plus. Can tell you, a big, big plus. So they need to make sure to keep the profile high. So they need to get a coach that's going to keep them up there. So it boils down to the sentiments of Paul Hall being part of putting together this unsolicited deal because the JFF really basically didn't do anything. It was basically everything was put together and the thing was put in their laps. So it boils down to, do they have to be loyal now to the agent who helped to put the thing together, to his client who has already started with the team, or do they start afresh with a brand new coach who doesn't know the team at all, to basically restart it again next year? I think it's what is it, January, February, or is March? It's March, right?
Yes.
March.
Yes.
Right. So basically, we're going to be starting afresh in March, and we have another window in June, and then we have the Gold Cup. So we have to be very careful of what we're going to be doing, right? So in my opinion, I would go for the best, but sentimentally also, I have a soft spot there for Paul Hall, seeing what I've seen has started, and the players already have, bought into him. So to be restarted again, it's a tricky situation. I'm going to be honest, but I'm not in that position. Personally, I would really love to say, well, okay, I wouldn't give him a straight, maybe deal to the World Cup, maybe 2 years, and then we see, because once you're tied in with a coach, this is one of the things that strapped our hands the other day with Whitmore. I think the JFF knew for a long time, they did, that Whitmore has a certain ceiling, right? He's a good coach, but he has a certain ceiling where he can go to and what he could do for the team. But their hands were tied because of the contract that they had. So the JFF has to just look very carefully and just realize money is not an issue. So if they're going to go for another coach, it can't be because the coach lives in the US and it's cheaper. If you're going to get, say, a Bruce Arena to come and coach a team who might very well work out, I don't know, because he has pedigree. Understand? I would go there. I'm going to be honest. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, coach. Let me just say this. So people, we have to understand how agent works. Agent will put articles, pay to get articles in newspapers to
force the hand of the person they're negotiating with.
There you go.
And also promote their client.
Their agenda. So a lot of people saw an article. Listen, that is an agent's job. That is what the agent does. The agent puts out an article suggesting, because they're putting pressure. In other words, they are putting it out there in public, one, so that the people can know that their client is interested. The client wants this done. The client is, you understand me, putting pressure. So there is that element to putting out information. In the same way, I will tell you this, agents of the Federation will also give out information to create their own agendas. So in all of this, people must be very mindful of what they read and what they, you understand me, and what they listen. No, we're not able to take calls today because of Fremont. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. But Coach Minzy, you heard the question that I asked earlier, and then I'm going to hear from Brian, who went to watch West Indies and waste him good money. I don't know what is wrong with him. Anyways, Coach Minzy, is it that Paul, because everybody keeps saying Paul Hall, and listen, people, I don't have a problem with Paul Hall. Like, I'm one of the person who advocated for him in terms of the job. But I feel like we don't want anybody else to coach a team except Paul Hall. Is that where we should be? Or we should be looking at other people, regardless of what Paul Hall is charging? Because to me, it's not about cost. Is this the right person? Should other persons be looked at? And Coach Minzy is gone again. Go on, Brian, and see if we can answer that. Because I just get the feeling like we have this tunnel vision. Just we locked into Paul Hall, and that's it.
Yeah, Manning. So, I mean, I think a lot of the persons are leaning towards Paul Hall, myself included, because of what we have seen him do in the short space of time in terms of how the team plays and the respect he commands from the players. And I mean, everybody's figuring that we have a decent crop of players, plus we have other players who we can add to it to make it stronger. So, I mean, it is the assumption that if Paul Hall is given the opportunity, he could do good things with this team. Also, many persons probably would want a Jamaican coach, and I mean, it not many, but I mean, it would be good. Sometimes it's good when you have a coach who understands the culture of the country or the team that you're going to coach, and can get along. So and also one of the things you have to find out, look at is we have had a long-standing issue where it's always them against we in terms of players who come from England versus those who were locally developed. It's always a them versus we thing. So I mean, Paul Hall would have experienced, I mean, both ends of the coin in terms of he came here back in the 98 campaign. So he's a person who comes from England, understands the English culture, but also spent quite a bit of time here in Jamaica as well, and understands the Jamaican culture to an extent. So he's better. I think he's the best person at this time to kind of bridge the gap that exists between both. And I mean, a lot of the players would have worked with him when he was an assistant, and they seem to have a lot of respect for him. He brings a different aura as a coach, whereas we are used to the coaches who who don't do press conference and don't talk to the media. He seems to be quite engaging with the media, talks to the media. Albeit sometimes those instances are controlled by the JFF, but at least it's better than what we used to get before, where we never got anything. So he also seems like not like the type of person who probably the JFF can push around as well. And he will stand up for something. So I mean, that shows that he has a bit of backbone, or for want of a better term. So I mean, I can understand why persons who are saying that he should be given a chance, because I don't think to this point he has been really given a fair chance to execute his plans and stuff. I mean, he has coached a team, but when you look at the selection of some of the players in that team, you get the idea that as an interim coach, his hands are kind of tied in a sense. I mean, and even the ability to recruit players is kind of limited, because I mean, when you go to a real professional, not talking about the local players who are jumping at the bit to play for Jamaica, when you go to try and influence real professional players in England or in Europe or America or wherever, I mean, and you are trying to influence a player to come to play for your country or the team that you have, and he sees that you're an interim coach, that suggests to the player that you don't necessarily have a cemented future, and you could invite him to come today, he comes, he gets capped, and tomorrow you're gone, and he doesn't see where he fits into that plan. This new coach might come in and have different players, different ideas. So I think it is only fair for him to be given an opportunity. However, I am not necessarily in agreement with the way in which his agent has gone about trying to get him this job. I don't think it is ethical, and to me, it doesn't make him any much better than the JFF persons who a lot of us are saying are, and I don't want to use that C word, but are economical with the truth. So I mean, because based on what I've been hearing, I don't like the way in which he's going about trying to get his client this job. But then again, I'm not an agent, and maybe that's the way things are in the agent world. But I am not too keen on the way in which he's trying to get his client the job, because that tells me that he too isn't much better than the persons who a lot of Jamaicans are bashing. But that's just my view on it. Maybe others might have a different view.
Yeah, all right, good. Big deal, then. Big up, big deal, then. Rob Smith, Eagle Republic. I don't know why not getting the notification, but some very salient point you have made, Brian. Professional pro football FIFA. Coach Minzy, what you say on that? Big
Yeah, I
deal.
didn't hear the question because the internet was in and out.
Yeah. Anyway, big deal, then. I say that if a Paul agent ever ask that he does take back this.
Well, they are benefiting from it. So I mean, would not benefit them.
Not benefit them. But the question is, I feel like we have tunnel vision where the coaching decision is. That we have it's almost like it is Paul Hall or bust. Like we have shut our minds off from everybody else. And I'm saying that regardless of what Fitzroy Simpson has done, shouldn't the JFF be looking at a bigger picture. Who are actually the best coaches available? And if there's somebody better than Paul Hall, why not give them the job? Or is it that it has to be Paul Hall given? And I think I'm struggling with that because I don't feel like we're taking the conversation beyond Paul Hall.
Right. I think though, Manning, you know, Jamaicans are sentimental and some persons understand the whole scope of things. You can't just hire a coach based off sentiments. Paul Hall seems to have a plan. He set out a structure and hoping to achieve a particular thing over a particular period. And the Jamaican people were sold on that. So there and then they are in love with that which was presented to them. You know what I mean? But as you rightfully say, Mannings, if there's the opportunity to get or engage the best thereof out there in order for this team to qualify for the next World Cup, I mean, go for it. Go for it. Then again, on the other hand, persons will be saying Paul Hall started something and you'd want them to finish. You'd want him to finish. And at the same time, there are folks in Jamaica as well say Paul Hall not good.
Yeah, so 16 and 7. 16 and 7.
There's another divide where that is concerned, you know. So I mean, the onus is now on the party, the JFF, to actually do their thing. Don't be swayed by whatever is being said. You know what I mean? And just make their decision, because at the end of the day, it should be to the betterment of the nation's football and not pleasing a sect of people.
Yeah, because some persons, all right, so some persons have a challenge with this 16 and 7 suggestion that he has made on more than one occasion. And they are the same person. Exactly. And they are the same one saying that he needs to coach, and they have a problem with the quota system. But he has on more than one occasion, and he has operated that way, that him going to use him 16 and 7 rule. And I think people are ignoring that. So you know, what do you think on that, Brian?
Mines, the thing is, you know, I don't even know where this rule come from. I understand it. I don't think that Jamaica has the luxury to implement such a rule, though. Those rules can be implemented by countries who are regularly qualifying for major tournaments and consistently in the top 20, 25, or 30 the most, probably 35 at worst case, and are constantly competitive and have a large majority of players who are settled in a system or are settled with the identity of the country, who it no matter where you pull them from, once they come in, they understand what everything is about, and they'll be able to operate and be efficient in that system. But I understand that he wants to put the players, but one of the things I'm not clear on is are you saying to me that these 7 players are to be locally developed players, young players, Jamaica Premier League players, or just generally players who you think with another year or 2 or 3 years may be able to transition into being a regular starter? Now, if that is the case, and it don't matter where the players are from, or where them play, or who are them grandfather, or where them born, or whether them like rice and peas or beef patty, then I'm okay with it. But to say that you're telling me now that, okay, I'm going to pick 16 players who I need to win football games, and I'm going to pick 7 players who are just there for development purposes, then call 30-man squad then and pick 7 development players and make them come and train with the team or whatever. But it can't be that you say you pick 16 players. What if one of them players get injured or get a red card or whatever? Then you're going to tell me that you're going to have to go out of the 23 to go and bring me another player, because clearly it is the assumption that these 7 players are not here to win football games. And also, it sends a wrong message to those players, because it tells them that you can just be good enough or just there or thereabout to get invited to the national team because the coach is looking to develop players. While in other countries, you have to be among the best to get invited. I mean, you will have players who are probably not among the best at the time in their position, but probably age and some other factors might influence their selection. But when you see them in the team, you know that these players can make the team and can impact the game in a particular way. But to just say, okay, I'm going to pick 7 players from Jamaica Premier League, even if I have 2 players in the USL or 2 players down at Slovenia or Malta who are better, them players overseas already and them are professional contracts. So I want to expose these young players and think, because I'm not really buying into that. I mean, even the last World Cup qualifiers, I think we were playing Honduras with a play at the stadium and the coach had one change. And it looked like him couldn't make it because him afraid to bring on one of the players them who them pick beside them are development players. Me think if you want to play them for develop, make them get JFF, organize youth teams, under 20, under 23, and go and play friendly games against other countries. Because if a player past 23, I don't think he needs to be in the national team to be for development. He go and find a club. But if you want to develop players, then pick an under 23 team. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. Budget for it and pick an under 23 team. Call them up periodically into camps, play a game, training sessions or whatever it is, enter tournaments. Like when them get invited to that tournament here, I'm sure there are many other tournaments around the world where international teams can enter and make it work. But you can't use the senior Reggae Boys team. In fact, them should use no Reggae Boys team that is called up to play an international tournament or any tournament of the sort. Fear say you want to develop players or you want to sell players. It can't work, boss. I not really agree with that.
Yeah. Brian, you're wrong. You're wrong. Manins, let me just interject a minute now, please. Brian, listen. When it was mentioned about this day 16 plus 7, it was never said it was 7 local players, right? It never specified. It says that he'll have development. Development means that, okay, I don't know. Brian, you remember a player by the name of Taxi Lawrence, Kemar Lawrence, to be exact. And a player by the name of Andre Blake.
Hold on, leader. 1 minute. Leader. Hold on, I beg you a minute. Leader. Boss. Know what I feel like say when I talk because I don't know, brother. If you go back and check the records, all of the players them with them picking at the 7 were either born in Jamaica or play in Jamaica. Them not picking nobody from no other country to be a part of the development. So nobody make me feel like you don't know what happened either.
Hold on. Give me a second. Look here. When they made that statement, if you remember, one of the problems we had were players pulling out at the last moment. We have been having that problem. It's a perennial problem. And when these players pull out at the last moment, a lot of times people say, I don't know, say Michael Seaton cannot make the match, right? We cannot go and ask a club to send a Kaim Paris in 1 week. There's a certain timeline that we have to ask. So once we have already asked a certain set of players and they said yes, and that player goes down in a match, or the player's wife is having a baby and they say, boy, personal reasons, and they cannot make it, the only player available to you at that last moment is a local player. To be honest, the local clubs can also say, you never give us 2 weeks notice. They can do it, but they're not going to do that. So you have some leeway. But let me just get into something here. You remember Kemar Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
And Andre Blake. The coach that selected them, they were almost in a developmental stage also, right? Michael Seaton was selected as a developmental
Leader, hold on. There's one thing when you select players because you see potential in them. But when you have a designated rule, I don't think it is wise. You cannot publicly come out and say that your squads will compose of 16 plus 7 developmental players. And when you have
Okay,
made that
hold on,
rule,
on it.
hold on, regardless of what you mean by that, regardless of what you mean by that, what you have done from the evidence that we have seen is what Brian has said, that the 7 that he has used thus far, based on that rule, are players playing in the local leagues are born locally. We haven't seen one of the 20-year-old, or we haven't seen a young player from out of England called up.
Mari Hutchinson the court said he would have used him in the last thing there and in that developmental role. He did say that.
Nobody go back to Omar, because Omari Hutchinson came out and they have said that they were available for the U20 and they never call him. So nobody tell me that.
Anyway, I'm going by what the court said.
See big deal when they say that. If that was the case, why didn't they call Kiddo? If it wasn't just for local players, why didn't he call Kiddo Taylor Hart?
Kiddo Taylor Hart injured at the time? Just correct me.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Leader.
At the particular time, if he wasn't injured.
Leader, no bother with that, leader. Me I tell boss, leader.
He wasn't, no. But I am almost sure that was one I think I did ask someone at the time.
Leader, I'm telling you that premise is a bad premise to begin with. You cannot say, leader, you cannot go and say you are picking players for development. And when we look at it, leader, I can tell you all the players who get selected at them time. And leader, you make me point to me now, because here what you are saying. You are saying that the players then pull out for personal reasons or for whatever reason them pull out for, and you don't have nobody else to pick. Leader, that is the reason why you need to pick 23 players who can make the team. So when one of them pull out, they have enough coverage, and you're not going to pick up a development player who you say you only pick for development. All right, look for the player when they pick development purposes, because every time they pick a different 7.
Richard King is basically almost a developmental player.
Leader, Richard King
leader.
He can make the team, brother. What do you mean about
leader? Leader, Richard King was in the side before that rule came up.
Yeah, he mean that the team before them go Mexico, they never travel. Leader. King being in the team, leader. King never go Mexico. When them go Mexico go play.
Tariq Jimenez.
Leader. Hold on. Leader. Listen to me, I said. I come make now.
I'm calling some names now.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna use. That is the problem we have.
Tariq Jimenez.
Watch this now. Here's the problem we have, leader, with your theory. Tariq Jimenez. You're making Brian's point, Why would you select a Tariq Jimenez as a developmental player when you have other players who are, listen, leader, who are playing in England, who can play that position, and they're better than him?
Yeah, give up a free role position.
Yeah.
Similar to when Rene Simoes picked Ricardo Gardner, I think, right?
No.
Leader. Mr. Gardner could have made his high leader. He could have made the team for merit.
Well, leader and
Hold on. Ricardo Gardner couldn't make the team on merit when he was selected.
Leader. Stop misrepresent the thing. You see, because it is stated that it is no development, you are go back from Wapi was a young man and in kill Philip. And I try if he said these players were development. Nobody had that term then, Bridget. So now because it is a new term stated by Paul Hall, we are going to use it and say Ricardo Gardner, Tyrese Jimenez. Remember these players that you are mentioning came on board before we heard anything about the developmental players.
That's the point we're making, leader.
Yeah, but money, just a quick point. Look at it too. Also, if you're saying you're picking players for development, just go back through all the squads that Paul Hall picked since then and now. Every time you pick a different 7. So what am I develop? What opportunity am I get to develop? Every time there's a different 7. Earl Simpson, Christopher Pearson, Busy Atkinson.
Hold on, no disrespect.
Hold on. Some of them names they call not in the national teams. Don't be disingenuous. Christopher Pearson and Dwayne Atkinson never played in the senior team. They never played. So they were selected.
They weren't selected. They were selected.
Atkinson was selected a number of times, Pierce was selected, I think, once. When we had a problem going to Canada.
That is the point he's making. He's saying, all right, leader, let me ask you a question. is Atafari Bygrave a developmental player?
That no, I can't understand. I think that one would be like a Tuffy Anderson situation because at his age, I was one of those. That one just was public pressure. That made no sense. That made no sense.
He can't be a development player. The man a leading. He was when he was selected. He never did lead the league in goal scoring.
Seriously, and from putting after Bygrave there. Bygrave there's not look here.
But you get the point, leader. You get the point we're making though. I hope you get the point we're making is this idea of developmental players should not be at the expense of quality players, which is going to lead to the team losing, which is the issue we're having. But let me go a little further because I want to give names that are I got information on 4 persons who are interested in the job. And all I'm saying is that Michael Johnson is interested, Robin Fraser has interest, Bruce Arena has interest, Tyrone Marshall has interest, and Darren Moore, up to last week, stated with someone at around the Commonwealth Games that he has interest in coaching. I don't know if it is now. So all I'm saying is that should these people at least be considered instead of having this tunnel vision towards Paul Hall, even if he's going to get the job, because the job should not be given because people made a deal, but because he's the best candidate of all those who are available. And that is the issue I am having. Right? But the other thing I want to segue into, because coach means what time you start, because me soon what time your show start today? Well, you're muted, coach.
7 o'clock we start, man.
7 o'clock. Oh, because I soon have to go, so them just
I'm gonna have to go as well.
Yeah, because people have around 10 minutes to go. But let me ask this question. Joshua Anglin has been dropped from the team going to Austria. I figured that had to do with travel things. And Nicholas Hamilton has been included. Dennis Taylor, now they have dropped one of the goalkeepers, so there are only 3 goalkeepers. Now, you tell me that people have to talk about these things, so they never see that there was 4 goalkeepers. Like,
maybe I didn't realize it.
Yeah?
So now that man is just say, why you mean? The people have to talk for you realize it, and that man is just say.
Yeah. So who has replaced?
I'm sure you guys saw the text, but I'm assuming it was a typo.
So who has replaced him though? It can't be typo. How you be a typo?
Who replaced who, Mannings?
You can't write a full name and say it's a typo.
Mannings, who has to replace who?
Who replaced
nobody
Dennis
replaced
Taylor?
No, nobody replaced him. Just drop him out and give me 3 for them. Eric, Amal, and Timur.
So they're only going with 22 players now?
No, 23.
So who has come in for? Because Dennis Taylor was part of the 23.
Yeah, but there were 4 goalkeepers.
Right.
Hamilton was not in there, Hamilton came in late.
But he came in for Joshua. He came in for Joshua and Anglin.
Atkins is also out. Atkins was in there, but Atkins got injured.
So who has come in for what I'm saying is that there are 23
Look back on the list.
On the list. Anglin is gone.
Mannings, there's a player from overseas. I don't know which club the club, but the name Osai or something like that. There's a player with that name. I don't even know who that is.
A college player. He played forward before, man. Under 20, I don't think that.
Oh. So he might old. He
play centre half. He's a left back, but he's playing centre half in college now.
So he might old leader.
Oh, 20, 21, I think.
Oh. So what to them under 20 youth there? One to them under 20 youth there?
No. This is where I'm getting to, Brian, because I'm saying, is it that players like Connor Boyce Clark not available? Kiddo Taylor Hart still injured?
You remember, he's not an international winner man, so don't bother call those names.
I am. These guys are in academy setups. Is it that they cannot be released because they are not in the senior setup? Some of them are not in the senior setup. Let me give you an next example. Zion Scarlett, is it like those players that were part of the U20s? Are you going to discard them? Because
And wait till them at 25, you pick them back.
all right. How old is Fabian McCarthy? Somebody tell me his age. Good player. Had
Oh,
a very good
29.
season. 29. All right. Is he going to be around going ahead? Or this is just, listen, let's take some players to play the game. Shouldn't there have been some players given the opportunity? Or at least, so I don't know, because you know that even Krista J. Daly can drive right across to where they're playing.
Mannings, it goes to show that they're oftentimes.
No, Mannings, McCarthy at 32. Sorry.
What? McCarthy at 32?
Yeah.
That all?
It goes to show that there's no thought sometimes put in selecting these players. I don't know how selection process happens, but the powers that be has to look into the selection process. It needs to be solved. It needs to be sorted out. You can't select a 30-year-old man, and this is an avenue where people are get quote-unquote showcase and highlight, If I'm a 34-year-old man get a contract, him nah go something there. How long him a go last? But when you have a teenager just breaking into their 20s, good opportunity for these persons. So it goes to show that the hat that these persons wear, it is not the one with the THINKING.
All right, Giovanni Brown of Exeter City is in the squad, and this is not a FIFA window. That's what I'm telling you.
But him play League 2, Mannings.
But what I'm saying there, you're telling me that what about the other players? Where is Peter Taylor Hart? What about Connor Boyce Clark? What about are they in your
Morgan?
But yeah, what I'm saying is that what
What
about
do you name whenever me the team splat? Them you they
Lembeaski.
Yeah, what about Splat? What about
them you there?
Well, to be honest, when you think about it, Zimenez was not one of the more outstanding players in the under 20. So even his selection, it does raise some eyebrows. The ones that were outstanding, so they could have, but I don't know the reason if they're available. Because I heard before that it was local players and players out of contract. But when I saw Brown from Exeter City, I said, hold on, he is actually playing. So I don't understand how that one went.
Out of contract leader, Hector out of contract. Hector out of contract.
Who?
Michael Hector out of contract.
You know, look like him a come back.
Oh, well, I never even remember Hector. Hector is out of contract, yes?
Oh, they don't have any money to come these players. Okay.
Guardian Fletcher is out of contract. So that's why I know they are there. But I didn't even remember about Hector. Hector would have been an ideal boy.
Them not
as I say, we don't know.
Money alert.
Coach Minzy. Coach Minzy. Coach Minzy.
Get Hector to leave from where it's to go up. I am sure it's cheaper. And to be honest, you have a more experience, because that's one of the reasons why Maria is there. You need experience here. I think Fabian McCarthy, that's the reason.
Think about one cinnamon. If you man them care have a camp with the local players, don't you think they would have time to prepare others too? So them not the money to bring down nobody, going on a camp and take care of these overseas based Jamaicans and sort out the thing. So on think about one man, all of these players would be lovely to come in the thing. But the man they not the money, obviously. So next year now, when something like this happen now, we can talk hard because
no, Coach Minzy, and I don't think they don't have money. I think they want to save back some of the money that they are getting, because this is a big nation putting on this, all expenses paid, for the travel contingent, I don't know what amount. So
Mannings, they have to pay for their contingent to come to Jamaica. Remember, everybody leave from Jamaica and a brethren. So even if it's all expense paid, brethren, them have a camp up until next week, and then everybody will leave. So then,
Okay.
if it is a case where they don't have the money to bring down, they not have the money to bring down the UK players. So even if the expense is covered to go to Austria, them can't find no money to bring down these players to keep a camp for them. When the local players can go to a little toughness of, you know, you have to fly down a man just drive, come up on your way. You
Or
see
take
that?
bus.
Yeah, or take bus. You know what I'm saying?
Take a JUTC.
Well, fully loaded with their luggage.
This is I don't know. But so many people dropping out. I'm saying that even I see, like you call it a lesser team, and people still are drop out. I'm saying that how did they think like
TikTok about no, they know.
how did they think that Josh and Anglin? I don't know. I don't know. The selector will never satisfy everyone. All want to do is call a player's name, not knowing who is available are the players' situation. You know who available TikTok? You know who available?
Well, the man is TikTok tell me say this now. One night we are talking about money involved and we are pure speculation, you know. And TikTok right one long list of speculation and my post, you know. And you see now, we are learning that there is a possibility that money is involved, TikTok.
There is money involved.
When you come on to the reason, that was there in the conversation. Hence the reason why we concluded some of the stuff. You know what I mean? But big up TikTok. Mannings, we're earning now. See, big up Brian.
Yeah, man. Hey. So 7 o'clock. You have to tell us what time you're doing, coach, because at 7 o'clock my time I want hour and 50 minutes.
Undisclosed location, brother. So yeah, man, we'll start about 7:10 and just take it away. We'll be talking about the squad. We're talking about the Paul issue as well, and we're dropping a few Premier League predictions as we go through. All right, so
then, yeah, man. Big up, Coach Minnie. Style and the favor. All right, cool. Yeah, Brian. All right, Brian is still there? Okay. Yeah, man. Big up, Cranky. Eagle Republic. Do you know if academy players are available? Don't they play games as well? Don't they have Premier League 2 Championship, under 20 and all that stuff? Yeah. Eagle Republic. Careful though, the Eagle Republic. All right. Tomorrow we'll go to a different location. Yeah, that's the boy, you should have argued with him.
Yeah, man, we have to go run, you know. We have to go run,
yeah. Tell me how West Indies, how much West Indies win by?
Huh? Go again? Where's the money?
How West Indies and New Zealand go?
New Zealand make 200 odd now. West Indies make 125 for 9. A joke, man. Yo. The people them say a 2 for 1. Them say anybody who have ticket for 2 they can come back Sunday for free.
Why don't make West Indies take a break from cricket?
They have to go do that because them can't manage. The thing was West Indies were 21 for 6, you know, brother, or 21 for 5, you know. West Indies made 19 runs to 4 wickets at the power play, you know. And then Ekmaya come and hit a 6, and the next ball, the man just push it to Kane Williamson and run off in the bridge. And New Zealand dropped about 4 catches. So that's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, man, all right. Bless up. I think, yeah, man, all right. Yeah, so people, listen, man, I'm trouble with location. Big up on yourself, you know. Yeah, but it was a good show. So listen, I think like Paul Hall has done some good things. My situation is very simple. There are other persons who have an interest in the job, whether it's because money is available now, I don't know. But I think all the persons who are available should be given an opportunity to apply and to and to, to be interviewed. And if it is that he comes out as being the best suitable, then the money must be found to pay him. But if others who are just as qualified or more qualified, or they should be. I also think that there should be more consideration and like more consistency in a positive sense to persons who are being called up to the national team. At least let us see uh, some sort of plan. All right. Um, Again, this team is going away. I want to know why some of the players were selected when we all know that some of them would not be able to go. Were they just selected to say you have a national selection? It don't make any sense. Listen, I spoke to one coach and one of his players is in the team, and even the coach is saying him don't understand why the player get called up. Right? I think we have to start looking at giving some of the youth players the opportunities to play in some of these tournaments that we have, these friendly games, to develop them. All right. Listen, people, if you're watching, it is Super Friday, Super Sticker Day, Super Chat Day. But here's what is super. Hit the like button. We promised you 1 hour, but because you're good, faithful subscribers, we have gone 1 hour and 17 minutes. And want to thank all of you for coming on. Second show of the day, we did one on the EPL earlier. And for the Arsenal fans, you never know. See, before the game is here, before the game, you missed the show. I called out your name today on the show, you know. What time is, what, Roy Grant, you're asking, what time is tonight? What time is it? Noche, night? What is that for? What time? What time is it? I agree with you, Mr. Porter. That's what I'm saying. I ask those questions. I know it a little bit. I speak a language from one of those Asian nations very well. I did it as an elective in university, so I can. But I understand local Spanish. Yeah. It's what time tonight? What time tonight? Yeah, what time is tonight? What time tonight? No, man, I don't have a show tonight, but tomorrow for the Arsenal game at 10, we're doing a watch along for the Arsenal fans. Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Doesn't want any further business. I don't know. Where is Cameron? Yeah. Cameron Lacey guy. Yeah, I don't know. People, lots of questions. I will be meeting up with some influential people, hoping to get some information today. If I do, I will let you know. Big up to all of you. Nicole, bless up yourself as usual. Again, people, listen, the birthday is on Sunday, and we're still trying to get to 4,200 subscribers, right? So we need like 25 more. Yeah, 25 more subscribers to get to that number by Sunday. So I'm going to encourage you to, hit the like button, man. And not only that, if you have not yet subscribed. I know some of you are saying that man, but we don't agree with you. That's why you need to subscribe. You can't have people around you who subscribe. You understand me? Bless up. Yeah. And I'm not on any witness protection program, people. Let me see how I can do this now. See? You see the house? It is the house. You understand me? It is the house. So we're not in any witness protection program. Just to show you, understand me? We don't want to move the camera angle. So don't follow the man. I'm not in any witness protection program. You want to see the other side? See there? See if I can show you guys outside. You see? Not in any witness protection program, people. That's outside for those of you who can see. All right? All right? So we're not. Yeah. So, wanna bless up on yourself until no Big Bad TV. It will be back because we have to make a move but there and here and there. But people, listen, bless up our wonderful night. Coach's desk is on tonight. He says it starts at 7. All right. Check out the other vloggers. I always say this. Listen, it's good that we have all of these platforms helping to put information out there. All right. I'm grateful for all of the fans that come on and support these things. No, me now go on yet, you know. Dre, you know, we need to shout here and link up, you know. We in the B, you know. So we need to link up. All right. So watch this now, people. Very, 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 very important. All right, before the game, I hear you. Oh, yeah, man, definitely. How Cataract doing? Been a while, you know. Need to find out how he's doing, yeah. Yeah, man, so, listen, like the channel, support the other guys, you know, people. That's how we stay, you know. We spread the love, you know. We're not in this for ourselves. It's all of us. And if all of us grow together, it makes it better. Big up to every single one of you. I respect you. Listen, stay safe, live good, live well. I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, you know what we say? I am over and we are over and we are O-U-T out. No doubt.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, yeah, someone on for the food from young, from we there, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.